Listen, this is the base, Dr. Kesslyn. This is the base.
We both were jamming.
Oh,
Oh, that's so good.
hey.
The intro gets me
Oh,
every time. Every time. It gets me every time.
I
We're
know,
here.
right?
We're
I
here.
know. It was a cool. So, listen, we are here by the skin of our voice
Yeah,
and the skin of our energy.
that part.
But we are here tonight. Welcome, y'all. This is Doing the Doctorate. I am Dr. Kesslyn, founder, CEO of the PhD Consultants, doctoral coach, mom, all of that good stuff.
All the things.
Host of the Doing the Doctorate podcast. But y'all know I don't do it by myself. I am here with mompreneur Dr. O, mompreneur STEM Early LLC founder, the great co-host with an awesome name. Oh, hey.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
oh, I'm here.
Listen, my voice is so horrible today.
Listen, it's almost gone. You've been working.
I have been working. Do you know I started not feeling well earlier, maybe Thursday or Friday.
Hmm.
And like it's just gotten like my voice, I feel fine.
Yeah.
Thankful for some. This is not an endorsement of Theraflu nighttime. I was
Yes.
out for 12 hours. 12 hours. And I woke up and I could feel my voice was not any better. But I had things to do, so I couldn't stop. But we're here.
We are here.
We
We
are
are
here.
here and we made it. And listen, after this, you need to rest. You need to just rest your
I have my
voice.
tea.
Rest your voice. But we're here to talk about what you've been doing today. I was on. I don't know if anybody was on today. If you were on, make sure you shout it out so we can shout you out. But tell us what you did today, and so we can talk about
Today was awesome.
it.
I had a chance to host the first since COVID, the first live face-to-face event. It was a demystifying the doctorate session hosted by the Capitol Hill Seventh-day Adventist Church. Thank you, Capitol Hill,
Thank you,
for
Capitol
allowing me the
Hill.
opportunity to come.
Oh,
Sorry, we can't even X that out, but it
it's
comes.
okay. It's okay.
Um, the education department under the leadership of Denzi and Darlene Henry invited me to come to do a session on doctoral education. And to be honest, we had been talking about this for at least 2 years, maybe even 3
Mm,
years. And
wow,
today it finally came to pass. It was so good.
that's
We
awesome.
had I think it was good. We had
It was.
people
I
on,
was
it was
there.
good. We had people who were joining us via Zoom, and we had people who were in the audience.
Mhm.
Man, it was really sorry.
Nope. Take your time.
It was really um it was just good to be around people
Good.
doing what we do, teaching.
It was good.
But what'd you think? Oh, while I cough and put
I
myself
thought
on
it
mute.
was so amazing. I thought there's a lot of things I thought, but I think the community and the people that were there and the questions that were asked and people that were genuinely seeking support and their desire to complete the program and to actually do the doctorate and get it done. I felt like there was high level of engagement for both
Yes,
people that were virtual because I was there virtually and
yes.
for the people that were in person. So I just felt like it was just a safe community for people to honestly ask and get their questions answered. And there were
Yeah.
a lot of questions.
There were a lot of
A
questions,
lot of
right?
good questions.
You
A
know
lot.
what was fun to me? Wow, it's funny. Since we got online, I'm coughing more, but it's all
It's
right.
okay. It's okay.
Um, sorry, guys.
No, it's all
What
good.
was fun to me was that there were two doctors in the audience, face to face version,
Nice.
and I would say things, and they would say, "So let me just add,"
Mhm.
and they were like the amen corner.
Yes, yes.
Like
I heard
everything I
them.
said, amen, amen. I mean, if you could just have seen them, they were like,
Mhm,
yes.
mhm.
Oh, that's so true. Like almost everything I said, they were like, man. And at the end, they said, man, I wish we had you when we were in.
Yeah, I
I
heard
wish
that.
I had me too.
I heard that. I heard that. I was like, yeah, we're fortunate. Those of us who've been able to take advantage of you and the PhD consultants. We are very fortunate because, yeah, I wouldn't have graduated without you and without the consultants, period. And
Yeah. Thank you.
so,
I do what I do. And it may sound corny to some people, but I wish I had me and somebody like me when I was in my doc program. Like somebody to just tell you. The other thing that they said was, you were so honest. Like it
yeah,
was almost overwhelming because you were so honest. But I'm like, nobody's going to tell you certain things.
no, no,
Nobody's going to tell you. And if I really want to support you, I've got to be honest. And
exactly.
here are the challenges. Like
Yes,
I said, but don't give up. There's
don't give
hope.
up.
Let me give you
There's
the
hope.
hope.
You led with hope. So in all the questions that were asked and all the, hesitations and people being nervous, you led with hope. And I thought that was amazing because it's a hard journey.
It is a difficult, and it's hard to explain.
Yes. Yes.
It's difficult to explain why it's so hard
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the numbers that you posted, 1 to 4% of people have their
in the world
in
to
the,
have a
in the
doctorate.
world. Like when you posted that statistic, I was like, this is why this community and this advice is so needed, because there's a reason why only 1 to 4% have
Yeah.
advanced degree. There's a reason.
And most of them don't look like you and I. Most of them are not
Yeah.
people of color.
I mean, and when you broke it down to people of color and how it was even less than that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it was really good. Vanita, I'm glad you got your book. Yay! Yay, yay. Awesome. So I think one of the things that there was a lot of information that was shared,
It was a lot.
but one thing that was reiterated time and time again was begin writing your dissertation from the very
From the
beginning.
beginning. Oh, okay.
From
Okay.
the
Okay.
beginning.
Can we stop?
Yeah.
This is why you need this community. This is why you need the PhD consultants, because my father-in-law has his PhD, and I think he got it from UMass Amherst, and he told me that when I got into the program, he's like, you need to start writing now. Every assignment, every paper, everything you do
Everything.
needs to be geared towards your doctorate. So I
Absolutely.
went to the program people. This is before I had a chair or anything. And my first professor, I said, hey, I want to make sure that everything I'm doing. And she said, oh, don't worry about that. So then I went to the program chair at the time. She's no longer there. And I said, hey, I would like to make sure that I'm doing. And consistently I was told, do not worry about what you're writing until after you take comps. When I say consistently, for the 4 years that I was in, because it was 4 years of classes before I started writing, for those 4 years, 4.5 years, every time I said, hey, I just want to make sure this kind of fits in. I want to nail down a topic now. They're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's what they
Wow.
consistently said.
Wow.
And
Well, I will consistently
time.
say that's not good advice. I mean, unless you have a lot of money and a lot of time, then you have to nail it down. But most people don't have a rich uncle, and no man knows the day or the hour. So let's not waste time, right? Listen, you don't have to know the specifics. You don't have to know the nuances, but at least have a broad topic. And every paper that you write should have some connection to your topic.
Absolutely.
Some connection. And when I said that, the doctors in the audience were like, yes, amen.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Let me see. What else struck me? Gosh, there's so much that's connected to begin with the end in mind, including keep your citations.
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
Purchase some kind of citation management tool. You can go on the website, go on my website, drkesslyn.com. There's a free resource there within the resource, there are a list. I need to update it because so much has happened.
Yeah, there's
But
so many
there's a
more.
list of citation referencing tools. I wish I had me. I was trying to find articles at the last minute that I knew I'd read them. I knew who they would buy. I could not remember the citation. So I had to leave out or go search for this one article. Oh my goodness.
And that could take days to find.
Absolutely.
It's like
And
a needle
and
in
it
a
did.
haystack. It's like a needle in a haystack.
Yep.
Like, I thought that was really great advice, that citation management. When you shared a lot. So what I did as I was reading, as I was listening to everyone comment, I was taking notes as what I do. And I broke down demystifying the doctorate. The top 3 tips that I took away is understanding the culture, the community, and the coach. So let's start with the culture. You said,
wow.
You
good
said,
notes. Oh, good
you know,
notes.
I take my notes. I love.
Yes.
So it's demystifying the doctorate. The culture, know the culture, know the community, and know the culture. Let's start with the culture, and then I'll feedback on how you feel about culture. You said there's no such thing as a perfect program. So there was a little bit of back and forth about PWI versus HBCU.
Yes.
Right. And so there was some back and forth about what's better. And, you know, HBCU, and there was ladies like, I didn't have a great experience with the HBCU.
Right.
And then other people like, we got to, go to HBCU.
And some people said I was very isolated at my PWI.
Yep. So this is what you said. And I wrote it down.
There's
no such thing as a perfect program. You need to research the program that you want to enter before you apply.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And most of us don't really know what we're researching. So I try to give some specifics about what to research when you're choosing a program. That's what this book is about, doing the doctorate. This book gives you the details, the blueprint, because you don't know what you don't know. Right. You don't know to look for the faculty who have research interests that are similar to yours.
Yep, you said that.
You don't know to look at the graduation rates.
You said that.
Period. And then specifically for people who look like you, like those numbers might be different. You don't know to ask about funding, or that you can barter. Like, if this school gives you this much money, then can you at least meet what they're giving me? Like, you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know.
But you need to do the research. What do other students say about this program? What do current students say? What do alums say? Like, you've got to ask the questions, because yes, you've got to understand the culture and what you're stepping into.
Yes.
You've got to, is it a supportive environment? You gotta ask the questions.
So good. So good. And so I started with that because that's for people that are not yet in the programs.
Yes.
But then you went on to talk about the community. So now we have a group of students that are already in programs, right? And so they're trying to find their way. And you emphasize the importance of finding a community. You said you have to find support because this is it can be a very lonely and isolating journey.
Absolutely.
And you need to find a community of people. And then you gave some resources. So can you share a little bit more about how we find community if we're already in a program, and especially if we're in a cohort, but we're not really rocking with our cohort like that, or we're not in a cohort at all, and we just outside by ourselves. How can we now find community within our program?
Yeah, great question. Your support network is critically important. You must have supporters. And as difficult as it is to hear, this may be a journey that your family just doesn't understand, and they don't understand it. They can't help you through it. They can pray for you, but those practical pieces, like, they don't understand why it's taking you so long to write this paper. Right. So
I've heard that.
Right. You need a community. Where can you find your community? If your cohort, if my cohort was wonderful, we are family to this day. There were 5 of us, and for the most part, we are very close. Not everybody has that cohort connection. as your community. But you have other people in your school that you can connect to. If not in your school, then go to the graduate school. The graduate school probably has um, groups of grad students that connect around certain topics. So check with your graduate school. There are also many Facebook groups
Mhm.
that are connected to either your topic area or your racial or ethnic background or your university or a doctoral support program like mine. We
Mhm.
have a open support group, but we also have a closed support group.
Mhm.
There are supports for you. There is a community for you. And if you need help finding a community, come talk to me. Schedule a consulting session, 30 minutes, and I can help you find a group that works for you. But you are absolutely right. A community is key to your success.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You heard
It's a
that?
lonely journey.
It's key to your success.
Community is key.
You're not going to succeed without one. You're
Yeah.
not. You're just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. There are communities out there for you. There
That's
really are. There really
that's
are. And you're
so
not going to succeed without it. One person, I said you can try, and it's you can try. And one person who was a doctor was like, nah, don't even try. Like, don't even try. Don't
don't
try to
even
do it.
don't
Don't
even
try to
put
go
people out
alone.
there. Don't even put the people out there like that because
Nah.
it is you need a community. Community is key
Yes,
to success. So
absolutely.
we talked about the culture. So for those of you that are applying to programs, make sure you know the culture. There's no such thing as a perfect program. Make sure you're studying, like looking for who's doing the research that you're interested in. Are they actually graduating? Are they going to let you do assignments that are geared toward your degree before you take your comprehensive exams? All that. And then you talked about community being key. There's so many different community groups online, but then also you talked about how to find that community at your organization because 9 times out of 10 it is there. You probably
Yes,
don't know how to find it. And so if
yes,
you need to find it, please reach out to Dr. Kesslyn because community is what is key to success. This
absolutely.
last highlight, and for those of you that want to
Talk
see
to me.
the last highlight, and for those of you that want the whole shebang, because we cannot keep Dr. Kesslyn on here long because she needs to rest. But
Listen, I'm coughing and hacking and
listen, let's just say, please speak at AB. Oh, you know what, Bernita? Thank you for that. I am going to submit a proposal. Thank you so much. So for those of you that want to see the whole thing, please reach out to Dr. Kesslyn, and you have to email her so she can send you the link to view the whole thing, demystifying the doctorate, because we're
yeah.
only giving highlights here. So this last one is a big one. And there was a lot of banter in the chat that you were not aware of.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay,
You
talk
did
to
not
me.
see the chat.
Uh-oh.
You mentioned you need a coach.
Oh,
So in the chat, there was like, well, why do we need a coach for a doctorate? And what is a doctoral coach anyway? And I went in there, I was like, listen, you need a coach. And I'm gonna let you talk about why we need a coach. But what I said in the chat was, your dissertation chair, 9 times out of 10, you're not their only student.
mm-mm.
Okay. So they have a caseload. Not only are you not their only student, they have their own research. And so your dissertation chair can only do so much. Your coach is specifically there for you,
For you.
for you.
With no side interest at all. Nothing but
No
your
politics. You
success.
talked
No
about the politics.
politics. I talked about
You talked
politics.
about the
Yep.
politics. No. So please talk to us. And then I'm going to share my personal story about why a coach matters and you
Yeah.
specifically and the PhD consultant specifically. But tell us why a coach matters.
So the coach is really there for you. Just like, listen, all of the professional athletes have a coach and they get paid big bucks. Why do they have a coach? Sometimes that coach is for motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that coach is for skill development. Sometimes that coach is just to push you beyond the boundaries of normalcy for you. Um, So if they have a coach, that coach knows them personally. That coach knows their skill set, their challenges, and their strengths and their challenges. That coach knows their capabilities. That coach is knowledgeable about the game and has studied it scientifically. They know the body, they know nutrition, they know you have, in fact, professional athletes have several coaches for different things. They may be called a nutritionist, but it's a coach. They may be called a shooting coach, a defensive coach. They have several coaches. Why? Because the coach has a specialty in this area and they are committed to that athlete doing his or her very best. That's the same with the doctoral coach. Now, some people call themselves a dissertation coach. They only focus on the dissertation. I know that if you begin at the beginning of your process with a certain skill set and knowledge, and you're working with a person who understands you, then it won't take you 7, 10, 12 years to get out. I've had clients to finish in 2.5 years. And I say clients with an S. Why? Because they started at the beginning with me.
Mm-hmm.
It just saves so much time. So people need a coach. Now, a lot of people say, I can just do it on my own. And you can.
No.
And people have. She
No,
said, don't.
Don't do it. Don't.
But the reality is, it probably will take you longer. You're probably going to spend more money than you need to spend when you could have made a small investment at the beginning and saved your time and therefore money. So, a coach knows you, understands your research without any bias for you to write what they want you to write.
What they want you to write.
And that's real.
That's so real.
That coach, a good coach, hears where you are, gives you an assessment of who, so that they can understand you better, and will lead you into the development of your own research. I could talk about this forever, but the reality is, if you would invest just a little bit of money into a doctoral coach, it will save you so much.
Thousands.
It will save you so much.
Thousands. Yes, Renee, email her. Listen, let me tell y'all, okay? So y'all know it took me 12 years to get my degree. 12.
That's because we didn't talk beforehand.
Let me tell you why, okay? So after I finished defending the comps, it was year 4, right? So 2 years out, I'm getting nowhere. I'm spinning my heels and I'm posting about how I'm spinning my heels. And then I'm testifying about it. So Kesslyn approaches me in year 6 and she said, oh, I think you really need to come on over to the PhD consultants. You need a doctoral coach. You need someone to help you write and get this done because you're 6 years in right now. And so she sent me her stuff and she sent me the price. And if I told you the price today, you would laugh at me for not paying it. Like it was pennies on the dollar. But because I'm trying to be frugal and I was like, I'm not going to pay for Dr. Kesslyn to coach me. Like, I'm not doing that. So
I don't need a coach. Not just you, but I don't need a coach.
I don't need a coach. I'm good. So that was year 6. Year 10. I said, this.
And every time I saw you, I said, oh, how you doing? Oh,
every time she saw me, year 10, I said, this is because in order to stay in the program, you got to pay. So now I'm paying 10 years, spinning my heels, getting stuff written, getting stuff rejected. And my husband's like, what you doing? Let's just do ABD because you're doing too much. You're not getting anywhere. So I said, you know what? Let me reach out to Kesslyn. So I finally reach out. I finally hired Kesslyn in year 10. I'm done year 12. But let me tell you how focused she was on me finishing, to the point where she was helping me craft my literature review, helping me craft the whole thing so that it made sense. Like now my writing is like making sense. And like my dissertation chair and everything, she would come back and say, no, this is not right. And I had a bunch of people on my committee and they were trying to like guide me, but they weren't really telling me like, what's wrong? Like you keep telling me this is not right, but what's wrong with it? And they're like, go back and rewrite, go back. But when I say sit down with me, like I got my paper and she's sitting right next to me and we out here writing this thing together, and I'm calling her like, well, what about this? And she's emailing me. And it got to the point where I was ready to defend. And you never pass on your first defense. That's just how this university is. Just be prepared. You're not going to pass. Just go in there as best you can. You're not going to pass. When I tell you, not only did I pass, but this is what they said.
Because we did a mock defense.
A mock. And this is what they said to me. They said, you have answered every question that we were going to ask you. Now, Kesslyn comes up with all these questions based on my paper. She's like, they could ask you this, they could ask you this, they could ask you this, they could ask you this. She gave me like 15 questions. I want you to study these questions. And then she set up a mock defense with other doctors from other universities and made me come and defend as if it was my real defense. The people that I defended it from, they were like, this is really crazy. One of the ladies said, it's almost like you knew what we were going to ask you before you came here. And she's like, and we really have no questions. Like, congratulations. Because you so thoroughly knew my paper. You also knew what they were going to ask about my paper because you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the mug, and you saved me. Listen, if I would have said yes in year 6, I wouldn't have had to go to year 12. I wouldn't have had to do it. And so, yeah, it's pennies on the dollar compared to what I spent at that university.
Can I tell you that someone who was a doctor, said that very same thing? He said, had I known that this even existed, I wouldn't have wasted 3 additional years in my program.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know that this existed. And I'll tell you the truth. Oh, when I started this in 2012, I didn't know it existed either. I didn't know that there was such a thing as a doctoral coach. I didn't know. I just knew that I needed a me. And I knew that I was helping people. Some people, one of my friends, I was up early in the morning and she was emailing me, can you give me feedback? And I'm like, yes, and we're talking back and forth. It's what I was just committed to.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 5 or 6 years later that I learned that this is a thing. Like, I just know that this utilizes all of my skills. I love to write. I love to ask questions.
Yeah.
I love to dig deeply.
Very deep.
This is, I wish I had a minute.
You found every hole in my paper and prepared me to defend where the holes in the research were, to the point that they couldn't find anything to even ask me.
Yes.
It was crazy. And that takes someone who has the skill set. And so it is so, yes, listen, I've never heard of this until right now. Yeah, no, you need to be, they do need to be a requirement. What do I always say? Wisdom is designed to shrink time.
Yes.
Right? And so to be in the program and to know from the start, you're going to save so much time and so much money. Just like people get a business coach. Just
Absolutely.
like you start a business, someone who starts a business with a business coach, someone who starts a business without a business coach, this person will find themselves light years ahead because the business coach knows they know where to go to get the LLC. They can give you lawyers. They can tell you, oh, you need to get this copyrighted. They can tell you, oh, sign up for this group, sign up for that group. Oh, you're in this business. But again, you get someone to guide you. Every stellar athlete, every stellar CEO, everyone making millions in their craft, trust and believe they have a coach.
And here's the thing, every coach is not for everybody. Most people don't do what I do. I know I've heard of one doctoral dissertation coach. I'm a doctoral coach. I take you in, through, and out. This person is a dissertation coach. They ring a bell at the beginning of the session. You're able to write for 30 minutes. They ring a bell to close out the session and said, I'll see you next week.
Mm.
That in essence is it. I don't do that.
No, you don't.
I read, I work with you to conceptualize. I don't write it for you. I'm
No,
not doing
no,
that.
no.
But I help you work through the process. We go back and forth. My goal is not just for you to be a doctor. I want you to be a doctor on duty, which
Right.
means you have to know what you're talking about. So I am invested time, energy
Yes.
into your success. I don't have a lot of clients. I
Right.
don't take more clients than I can truly help
Mm-hmm.
because it's really about helping for me. Every coach is not for everybody. Most people do not go to the extent that I go to help. I realize that. Most people don't do stuff for free like I did today.
Mm-hmm. And that
I
was
do it for
gold.
the community because most people they don't have a podcast like this, just sharing information. It is so critically important. Last thing. Most people, I won't say most, many people don't want to pay for a coach,
Mm. It's true.
but you're paying for not having a coach. You're paying many months and years of tuition. You're paying not getting that job advancement. You're paying not moving your family into a place of freedom of your time. You're paying by not having a coach. That's the reality.
Yeah.
If an investment in yourself yields you a quicker time to degree completion, invest in yourself. And I'm not saying it because it's my business. It is my business. But if it wasn't me, I would give you the same advice.
Same advice.
Invest in yourself so you can be finished in a time that frees you to live your life
Yes.
and be absolutely amazing. It didn't have to take 12 years.
No, it didn't. I should have came to you at year 6, but I looked at them dollars and I said, "Oh, I can't pay that. I can't pay that." And it was pennies.
Yeah.
If I told y'all, you would laugh at me.
Yeah.
Because at the time, it was 2010 when you came to me, 2010 or something like that. Yeah, it's 2010. And you had just started. So you were like
12. Must have been 12.
must have been 12. And you said, because I know you, I can offer you friends and family. And you offered me a discount. That's why I'm so embarrassed. I'm just embarrassed. Like, and I
probably would have done it for free because that's what I do.
But I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
Literally. And then and every time you saw me, how you doing? Oh, well, you know. And
most people don't realize the benefit of it until it really hurts me when people come at year 9.5. Most people don't come until they have to.
Yep.
Because they're not making progress and the end of the road is
right there.
And then you want a miracle. When really I will beg you, invest in yourself.
Yes.
As soon as you can.
As soon as
2.5 years.
Yeah.
2 people finished in 2.5 years. Another person finished in 3 years. And these are the people who came to me when they were starting their doc program.
Yeah. They were wise because wisdom is designed to
shrink time.
Listen, this has been amazing. What did we say? The culture, the community.
Congratulations, Dr. Sharp.
Congratulations.
Oh, can we pause before we get up? Man, we said this is going to be brief and we're at 37 minutes. Anyway, every week, same thing.
Every week.
I want to give a shout out. This is graduation season, and I love seeing the pictures that come.
Yes.
Oh, I get so super excited. So congratulations to all of those of you who are graduating, even through my raspy voice. Congratulations, congratulations. I'm going to give a special shout out to one of my former students from undergrad. Wow. I had a chance to sit on her doctoral committee, and she just crossed the stage this weekend. So congratulations to Dr. Cheryl Chambers. Congratulations, Cheryl.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Doc. It is
I'm
grad
so super
season.
proud of you. If you all knew her story, my goodness, she is a walking, talking miracle. I'm so proud of her. Anyway, sorry, I wanted to say that before.
No, it's graduation season. So shout out. Listen, if you have a doctor that you would like us to highlight or you would like us to shout out, please make sure you email Dr. Kesslyn so that we can shout them out, because this is the space where we celebrate doctors who are on duty, who are doing the work. Listen, remember, if you're not in a program yet, make sure you're checking out the culture, right? If you're in a program, find community. And if you're in a program, get you a coach.
Get a coach. Get a coach.
Coach.
What do we say? Get a coach.
Coach.
Oh, Lord. All right. So listen, I'm going to go and nurse myself.
Yes.
I'm going to go and, yeah.
Yeah, I hope rest. What are you up to besides rest? Is it rest this week?
So this week, we turned in the grant.
Whoop, yay. Oh, yeah. Yay. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
So we turned in a grant, and that probably is why I'm tired, because
it's big work.
I don't even know what's this week. I haven't gotten that far in my life.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get through this weekend.
It's rest, and next Sunday we'll see you.
Yes, next Sunday you'll see me. Yes. And you, what's going on? I know you got a lot of traveling going on.
No, this week.
What?
No travel this week.
We both have a week off.
No travel. Look at God.
Oh,
and it's Mother's. I think it's Mother's Day week.
It's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. So this is my Mother's Day gift from the Lord. There's no travel.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, all right. I need to give folk my email address because I'm just realizing it's not on the slide.
It's not on the slide.
Dr. Kesslyn at the PhD Consultants with an S. Dr. Kesslyn at thephdconsultants.com. Email me any questions that you have. If you want to just schedule an appointment, go to drkesslyn.com/schedule and request a 30-minute time slot, and it'll be there. All right. And we'll make sure we meet that way. It's free. Listen, I do free consultations. That's how committed I am to your success. drkesslyn.com/schedule. Let's talk about it. I think that's it. I think I'm good.
That's it.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones, run the runner again. I have some things coming up. I forgot. You're going to be able to register soon. I'm sorry, I forgot. I have a writing retreat. So listen, I want you to start your summer off in the right vein. So in June, I have 3 different writing retreats for those of you who need something different. The first writing retreat is June 1st through the 4th, and it will be virtual.
Yes.
You don't have to leave your home. You just have to be committed to the time. Okay. June 1st through 4th. Then June 11th through the 18th. That's going to be a full week. You will be in the DC area. I will meet with you daily, face to face, talking and walking through your writing. June 11th through the 18th. You'll be hearing more about that as well. And then for some people, maybe you can't go away for an entire week, but you can come away for a weekend. June 29th through July 2nd. And if you want to stay through the 4th of July, that's cool too, because a lot goes on in DC. But it's going to be June 29th through July 2nd. And you're going to see all of that information on the website this week, drkesslyn.com. Thanks, Dr. Jones, for reminding me of what I'm doing with my life. I think that's it for real. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for joining in the training today.
Amazing.
Thank you again, Capitol Hill, for inviting me to be there. I would love to come to your church or your organization, anybody, to talk about doctoral education. It is my passion.
Mhm.
just or anything else, but just
Mhm.
let us know. Just reach out and schedule a time and we can talk about it. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll talk to y'all later. Love you, mom and dad. Mwah. Talk to you later.
Bye,
Thanks.
y'all.